Oh, well, hello, one and all, and welcome to Woah Pony Podcast. And this evening, on this mighty Wednesday, I have a special treat for you. Say hello.
Hi, everyone.
Yes! Joshua Bowness is back in business, baby.
Hi,
One
babe.
night only.
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really pleased to be here. Thank you for having
Yay!
me. Oh.
For people that don't know Josh or haven't listened to the podcast before, he is a long-standing friend, co-host, confidant.
Yeah. That means a lot.
Co-sailor, co-pilot.
Co-sailor.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Okay.
And me and Josh used to do the breakfast together.
We did.
Back in the day, quite a while ago.
Dizzy, yeah.
Not last year, the year before.
Oh my gosh. No, it's not been that long. Ridiculous.
Yes, me and Josh used to do the breakfast together. We used to be a tour de force. An extravaganza.
A tour de something.
A tour de Southwest London.
Yeah. Across the Wonderland into the Thames.
And into...
Yes.
And then we graduated to the podcast.
Yeah.
And we couldn't do the breakfast show anymore due to our busy lives and schedules. Who do we think we are? And then Josh moved back to Chai, which is Chichester for the locals. But Josh has come back occasionally as a co-host, as a friend, and here you are.
As a friend, absolutely. As a friend more than anything,
more than anything. But yes. This was very last minute put together. We literally did this last night. Well, we went, seize the day.
Exactly. Do you know what? You've got the RMT union to thank for that, because I was supposed to be going home. I was at work in London today, and I was supposed to be going home early, but because they've cancelled the strikes, I can get a later train again. So...
Public service announcement. Thank you very much, RMT Union.
Yes. Good.
And that's probably the only time I'll say that.
Oh, steady. They're fighting for better rights.
No, I know they are. But I'm not going to thank them for that, am I?
Christ. We can't. No.
Okay. Anyway, so we've got Josh on today, and instead of my rigid schedule, that I bash on every single week, well, we do have a topic of the week. It's Neighbours. Neighbours is the topic of the week.
And places to live.
And places to live.
Yeah.
Josh, last night when you were messaging me, sent me basically the worst places to live and the best places to live have been announced.
Apparently,
or were announced. And Josh said, well, what do you know? Number one spot.
Could you believe it?
In
the annual Sunday Times Best Places to Live guide.
Yeah.
Number one. Numero
uno es...
Chichester. Can you believe it?
I can't actually. And I've been once.
You've been to Chichester?
Yeah. Just for a tour of the university.
Oh, this was a while ago.
This was over 10 years ago.
Do you know, I was about to blow up because I thought you'd been to Chichester since...
As if I would ever go for any other reason apart from to see you or Maisie.
Great. Right. Oh,
Josh's mum.
Yeah.
So we decided, let's banter about it on air. Let's discuss the worst places to live, because that's funnier. And then I've also got some stories of bad neighbours.
Yes.
Bad neighbours, naughty neighbours. And I think we should crack on. Are you ready, sir?
Born ready. Oh, it just makes me so happy.
Doesn't it?
That music, it makes me so happy.
Every week it makes me go, wow.
I know. I love it. I love it. And can I just say, you are positively glowing. I know you said you were like, oh, I haven't got makeup or whatever. You look amazing. Do you know? Well,
so for anybody that's watching on the YouTube channel, I've got concealer on.
Yeah.
To conceal.
Yeah. Right.
And a tiny bit of mascara, but the brows are not done. My fringe is back.
Right.
And I think the glow is sweat. Because it's very hot in here.
It is quite warm.
Gracie es warm.
How do you say that in Espanol?
Es muy caliente.
Is that what that means? Es muy caliente means I'm hot.
Yes, it's very hot. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you say that to people though? Can I be like, oh, if I spot someone, I'm like, es muy caliente.
Tú es muy caliente.
Tú es muy caliente.
Yeah,
You're very
I guess
hot.
you can. That reminds me, today, one of the cleaners at work, at my place of work, is called Javier. Oh. And he's Spanish, and he likes to talk to me in Spanish as if I'm good at it, but I get too embarrassed and nervous.
What?
Because so I'm good at reading Spanish, and I'm okay at writing it, but when it comes to making my brain put it together and then say it as a sentence, I panic.
Right.
I self-sabotage.
Oh.
So I need to get better at doing it. I think maybe I should move to Spain for a year.
I feel like that is absolutely what needs to happen.
I think that would be Gracie's glow-up.
Absolutely.
Go to Barcelona.
I've got a fact about sunflowers that I heard on radio the other day.
Moving on swiftly.
Apparently, if you don't mind, only because I'll forget otherwise. Apparently, did you know that the sunflower is not a flower?
What?
It's. I promise you, it's not a flower. It's got some funny name that I can't remember the name of. But basically, you know the sort of brown black bit in the middle of all the yellow.
Yes,
that's hundreds of little tiny flowers that make up a big something, and the word for it is like a collection of flowers. But in theory, a sunflower in itself, as you and I know it, is not one flower. It's not a flower.
Sunflower isn't a flower. Sunflowers are actually composite flowers, not a single flower. They consist of two distinct types of flower. The petals are... Let me just click on the website.
Okay. She's loading.
It is an inflorescence, not a flower.
Yes, inflorescence, that's it.
And the petals you see at the periphery are but ray florets. And brown disc in the middle may have many inconspicuous disc florets.
There you go.
Each floret produces a seed, thus a collection of numerous small flowers, characteristic to its family.
To its family?
It's a Latin word I'm trying to say. Asteraceae. Asteraceae. Not sure.
Asterix.
Formerly known as compositae.
Oh.
Due to its composite flowers.
Right. Good.
That's embarrassing because my favourite flower is a sunflower, but now it can't possibly be because it's not a flower.
Well, it can be your favourite fluorescent.
It could be my favourite composite of flowers.
Composite of flowers.
I think if someone says, what's your favourite flower? I think you mean what's my favourite composite of flowers.
Actually, I think you'll find I don't just have one favourite flower. I have a composite favourite flower.
Composite of flower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's nice to know. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome. I'm a fountain of pointless knowledge.
No, I'm pleased. And one of your bits of pointless knowledge that you told me yesterday is the fact that Chichester has been named the best place to live in the UK 2023.
She's good. She's smooth. That link, incredible. Well, apparently, yes, because when you said, Josh, are you free? I happened to be here. The trains weren't cancelled anymore. So I was like, okay, I'll have a look. What's going on?
Yeah.
And this was one of the things that came up. And apparently, the judges, because there's a panel of people that check these cities, praised Chichester for its mix, and I quote, of history and modern culture, its excellent schools, hilarious, convenient transport.
I've heard nothing but awful stories of when you were at school.
Thank you.
So that is interesting.
Well, there you go. Convenient transport connections, proximity to the South Downs National Park, no less, and shopping that meets my favourite bit, most budgets. Not all, because there are still some very poor people in Chichester.
Who wrote that
like me?
Tosh. Who wrote that?
Ridiculous.
Well, and on to something more entertaining.
Please.
Because, it's not fun to know the best things. It's more fun to know the worst things.
Well, quite.
On the back of that, let's look at the worst places to live in the UK,
Please.
I think. I have the list here of the top 50 worst places to live in England 2023.
I'm very excited.
This is verified. The votes have been counted. 105,598 voters of the best place to live. And number 50 of the worst place to live is Northampton. Which is where half of my family are from.
Okay.
Number 49 is Ipswich, which is where my sister lives.
Oh, what?
Which 48 one? Is Katie with Effie.
Hi, Katie.
And I would argue that Ipswich and Northampton aren't horrible places.
Well, I've been to Northampton, but it was a long time ago. I want to say a good 12 years ago. I had a friend there. And there was a big shopping centre and it was great.
Yeah. Ipswich is lovely, I think. Yeah. Then goes on to Hull. Going on further down, Milton Keynes comes in at 35.
MK, roundabout central.
MK, yeah. Barking and Dagenham are at number 29.
Oh, right.
That fits really, doesn't it? Plymouth is at 26. Absolutely. Okay. We've got Oxford, interestingly, number 18. Worst place to live.
Worst place?
Worse than Croydon. Croydon's at number 19.
Oxford is worse than Croydon, apparently.
So. Evidence, please, judge.
People do say that Croydon is up and coming. They are investing money.
Who are these people that say this?
Well, people on the internet. I don't know these people. But, really? I want to know the criteria.
Yeah,
How do they decide what is... Because if it's just like, this place is a bit nasty, then I'm not convinced. However, if it's something more sort of, I guess, quite unquote,
the gardens
important,
are not quite green enough, blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
well, I was going more down the route of like, people aren't paid enough to afford the rent in that area,
right,
or,
yeah.
That kind of thing. But yeah, the gardens are a big factor as well, I'm sure.
Do you know why? It's because I'm thinking of Hot Fuzz, which is probably a film that you've never seen.
No. I guess. No.
Hot Fuzz is, you know...
I know of it, the policeman.
Yes,
Simon
Pegg and
Frost, that's it.
Sorry.
Frost, yeah.
Part of the Cornetto trilogy
I thought
of
his
films
name was
that they
Fierce.
did.
Cornetto is an ice cream. What?
So, we won't go down that route. It's too long to explain. We haven't got time. But it's a really funny film, and one of the core of it is that they want to be the best village of the year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was about zombies.
No, you're thinking of Shaun of the Dead, which is another part of the Cornetto trilogy.
Do you know what? I have seen that film, but that was also a long time ago. So
my camera's sinking.
Oh,
so I was just
I'd say it's because you're rising. Isn't he good?
Apparently,
Please.
Kensington and Chelsea are worse places to live than Croydon.
This must be something to do with wages or something like that.
Yeah, it
has to be.
Liverpool is at number 16, worst place to live.
Right. Okay. We're going to Eurovision.
Yeah, I know.
Interesting. I'm not convinced now.
No?
Southampton was 22nd. Now, Southampton, it's not amazing, but it's not that bad.
It's not that bad, is it? And so with our top 5 worst places to live, number 5 is Aylesbury.
Right.
Number 4 is Slough.
Slough, yeah.
Number 3 is Portsmouth.
Okay, completely disagree with that.
Okay.
This list is trash. Absolute trash.
Yeah, but that means that Chai is not the best place to live then.
But this is not the same list.
No, but it goes hand in hand with the best places and the worst places to live.
Fine, and to be brutally honest with you, I would probably agree with that as well.
Yeah, to be fair.
It's fine, but I wouldn't say it's the best place to live. Portsmouth isn't one of the worst either.
No, it's not. Number 2 is Peterborough.
Right.
And the worst place to live in the UK 2023 is Luton.
I wonder why. Oh. Okay. All I know about Luton is that that's where EasyJet live.
EasyJet live? That's because of your
like
story.
Their biggest... What story?
Your story that you had about the woman that was looking for Luton Airport.
Oh no, yes, but that wasn't the story. No, it was far less interesting than that. One of their headquarters is at Luton. It's not interesting. Move on.
Oh right, okay, right. Moving on then.
I've got distracted because I've just seen an article on the same website that the 50 worst places one was on.
Yeah.
And it said, Claudia Winkleman is caught without makeup at 50 and she's not what you'd expect. So, of course, I clicked on it.
Yeah.
And it's shown me a picture of Sophie Rayworth, who is a news presenter on the BBC.
So that's a different person. That's why you wouldn't expect it.
Yes, quite.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So this one of these articles that's about the worst places to live says the annual survey saw over 100,000 readers vote for the worst places in towns to live in England. Sharing their thoughts on Bedfordshire town, one local said it was not easy on the eye, while another said it made Slough comparable to the Playboy tax haven of Monaco. Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire, which was named the worst place to live in 2022, slid down several spots to number 5, while Huddersfield, which last year took second place, was left off the list.
Oh, so they've done very well then.
They've been paid off, mate. In a bizarre twist that really piled on the misery for Reading, the town was ranked on the list twice in 21st place as well as 12th place. Whether it was an error or a mark of its unpopularity, it remains to be seen.
It's so vile and horrific to live in.
It's
on the list twice.
Yeah, honestly. Past the top 5, Aldershot was ranked England's 6th worst place to live.
I'm just going to pause you there, Gracie, because that's the Midlands in you. It's Aldershot. Just so
Aldershot? What was that? What did I call that place?
You said, what place? What?
Berkshire or Berkshire?
Berkshire. You called it Berkshire, but it's Berkshire. I agree. It is spelt Berkshire, though.
You laughed at me once for a very long time, and I've never gotten over it.
It's because everyone down south knows it's Berkshire, but obviously you're not from the south, so you wouldn't know. Doesn't matter. Anyway.
Yes, it was. Aldershot was ranked England's 6th worst place to live, with some voters offering up particularly cruel comments. In 7th place was Andover, while Swindon was only slightly more popular, coming in 8th place.
Right.
Sitting at 9th was Bournemouth. With one person saying, if you come from anywhere inland expecting a pleasant sunny day at the beach, then you're a fool. Rounding off the top 10 was Bradford. Which I agree with.
Oh, okay.
Which one harsh commenter had described as the land of dreams if you dream of takeaways and pound shops.
Oh, this is horrible now. This is borderline rude now.
And on that note, we have to go to the house pasta.
Okay, great.
Oh, God.